Hello everyone, I'm Sebastian.
And I'm Eva.
And we make travel content. Today we present to you
Valencia Travel Guide.
This travel guide is based on our experience in Valencia. We have been there for 7 days, and if you want to see our adventure there in one single video, check out the link in the top right corner of the screen right now. Couple things that you should know before you get to Valencia.
So the first one, accommodation. We stayed in Airbnb, however you have various options to accommodate in Valencia. We stayed in Airbnb, which is near Main Square, and it was a perfect location.
Everything was a walking distance away from our place. Second off, our prices. The prices in Valencia are pretty much like in Spain, which are usually pretty good.
Even in the Eurozone, everything is affordable. And what about the weather? We were in Valencia in August, and this is a very warm month. The temperature is very high in the summer, and we even had up to 50 degrees Celsius.
And because it's very hot, you're probably gonna be looking for shade.
For that reason, in very hot days, we recommend to go to museums when you have air conditioning and of course shade. So if you are visiting Valencia in summer, you should remember about hat, sunglasses and some sunscreen.
And last but not least, transportation. If you choose to book a place close to the main square or in the city center, everything is gonna be pretty much walking distance away from you, except for a couple places. But if you want to get somewhere farther, there is actually a metro system and a bus system.
So considering buses, you have a standard ticket which costs €150, and this is without the connections. However, there are some other optional tariffs. And when it comes to metro, depending on the zone A, B, C or D from which we are going, it will cost you about €150 from one zone up to €4 for all.
And now you know the basics. But let's say you just landed. And how do I get to Valencia? Well, we recommend that you take the metro that actually takes you from the airport to the city center.
The journey takes about 20 minutes and it's a very convenient connection. So let's start with the museums. The first 2 days we spent visiting the museums. There are over 25 museums which are available to explore. One thing which is worth to remember is that in Sundays there are free entries. However, you can also buy a pass to all museums, which lasts for 3 days and costs €6.
Firstly, we recommend, like you said before, to spend the first days in Valencia for the museums. So one of the places that we highly recommend on the pass is the Torres de Serranos and Torres de Quart. Those are pretty much like a big towers and gates pretty close to the city center. And it's a very beautiful viewpoint around the whole city. You get a 360-degree view from the towers, and it's very nice to see the city from the top.
And you can take there amazing pictures and the landscape and the panorama of the Valencia.
Next up, we recommend an archaeological museum, Almoina. Basically, you can find there what usually you would find in an archaeological museum, but also things like the Roman baths. We also recommend a couple local history museums,
which include the history of the Ciudad de Valencia, which means the history of the city,
and the history of Spain. We also recommend a community exchange building,
La Lonja de la Seda,
which is very impressive. Another museum that we recommend is Museo de las Ciencias Natural, which is basically like a nature museum with skeletons and other information about the natural side of things.
Also provides you an experience that leaves you with the self-awareness about our current situation with the environment and the protecting of it. And it is located near the Jardins del Real. As we said before, there are a lot of museums in the offer, however we highly recommend those 6 places to visit for sure. And during our trip to Valencia, we had a one easygoing day and we have chosen to spend it on the beach, which is called Playa del Caballo. The beach is very huge. The surrounding area is also very nice to eye, as well as the water is like a swimming pool. It's very warm and shallow.
But the beach, even though it's named as it is basically like a very long strip of beaches all the way until I think to the next city, and every now and then they're changing the names, but it's pretty much like a long strip of a beach. To get there is actually a metro from the city center going all the way to the beaches, but it looks more like a tram because this one is above the ground.
So we highly recommend to you to visit this place and to chill and rest.
So during our third day in Valencia, when we were on the beach, we actually went to a soccer match, a football match if you're from Europe. And we highly recommend that you actually check out if the Valencia team, the Valencia Football Club, which is a local team, check out if they have any matches during your stay, because it's a very cool event to attend to and it shouldn't be that pricey.
So we paid 12 euros for the seats at the very top. It's an amazing experience to go to the local match and feel the incredible atmosphere.
One place that we didn't know if we should visit or just skip, but ended up being one of the best days in Valencia, is Bioparc Valencia. It's pretty much a zoo.
You can meet there over 4,000 animals.
This zoo is unique in a way because it's not trying to force animals from different regions into the zoo. Basically only the regions that are similar to Valencia. And because of that, there's even a sign showing that it's going to Africa. Well, it's actually divided into 3 themes, which are
Madagascar,
Equator,
and Savannah.
And even though there's a lot of animals, they're all from this kind of theme. One thing that really is unique to this zoo also is that the cages are not really there. Everything is made to look as natural as possible, and a lot of times you'll find the thing that is pretty much separating you from the animals will be like water because they can't swim, or like maybe a boulder, something that is making it look like a real place.
And for that reason, this is an amazing real-life experience. Because for instance, lemurs are just a hand away from you, or the monkeys are on the tree just behind you.
And because of that, in some enclosures, they could actually touch you and round around you if they wanted to.
And in bigger enclosures, they're mixing up the species of the animals, and for that reason, it looks like a natural habitat.
And because of that, the enclosures are really big. It makes it look like a realistic place from where they would be.
And what about the price of the tickets? The ticket costs 24 euros, however, there is a discount of 15% for instance for students. The opening hours are from 10 to 6 p.m. and people usually spend there from 1 to 3 hours. However, if you are like us and you love animals, you should definitely reserve more time.
And in the price of the tickets, you actually got an educational show. For the next days, we would recommend
Ciudad de las Artes y las Ciencias.
Or in English, the City of Arts and Science. It's a very beautiful location, but we're gonna focus on 2 places that we visited. Oceanografico and Museo de las Ciencias, a museum of science. We actually got the ticket for 2 days. One we had to spend in one location and for the other for the next day. And the ticket was combined for the both locations, for the Oceanografico and the Museum of Science. And how much did we pay?
The usual price for the ticket is 32.80 euros. However, if you're a student, you will also get a discount, and we actually paid 25 euros. So in the area of Ciudad de las Artes y las Ciencias, you will also find locations as Agora, Palau de las Artes Reina Sofia, and Hemispheric.
And just like the tickets that we had for Oceanografico and the Science Museum, you can find the different tickets, for example, for 3 days, for 3 locations, maybe for 2 other locations that you're interested in.
You have many available options to combine your tickets with a lower price. And one thing to remember, we highly recommend you to buy tickets online because there are a lot of tourists.
And even though we got at the opening hours in Oceanografico, it ended up being a big line to get to the tickets. Even before they opened the Oceanografico, there was already a line in front of the gates.
So few words about the Oceanografico. Is an amazing location with incredible and wonderful experience. Also, it is divided into these themes, which lead you through the whole park.
And the themes are related to different places in the world.
Also, there are some educational shows which are very worth to see. However, you should remember about
being earlier than the show starts. We actually spend about 30 or 40 minutes sitting in the auditorium before the show started, because it gets jam-packed very quickly. And if you want to get good seats, we highly recommend you to go there before the show starts.
We also recommend you to go to the Oceanografic as early as possible at opening hours, because if you know where to go, you can take photos like this.
But you should actually know beforehand where you want to go, where you want to take the photos, or for us, where the tunnel is.
Because the Oceanografic is usually very crowded.
And you might find a 5-minute window like we did, before anyone got to the places we wanted to see. And last but not least, the Arts and Science Museum. Basically, it is a huge building full of things about the science, about the overall knowledge, even things like optical illusions and nature all around us.
3 floors are packed with amazing experiences and very interesting knowledge and information.
And it's a great fun for the whole family.
So that was our journey. So now we would like to introduce to you some places which are must see. So the first one is the whole area of the Ciudad de las Artes y las Ciencias.
The city of arts and science.
The whole architecture is great, the views are incredible, and it's a very Instagrammable location.
Definitely very unique. The second place is Mercat Central. Basically a local experience where you can find things like, fresh meat, fresh fish, and other things like that. It's a big market, but it's very cool how they build it.
And it's a very unique experience to wander around the local stalls and see what they offer. The third place is Main Square. It includes the Plaza de la Reina and Plaza de la Virgen. It's an amazing location with beautiful fountains as well as vivid nightlife and many good restaurants.
These places are great if you finish the day and you want to head out to the city center and maybe just walk around, maybe find a place to eat.
So the next location is the area around the Valencia North Station.
And you will see places like the bullfighting arena or
Plaza del Ayuntamiento. The whole street there is fully packed with amazing restaurants,
but also with fast food chains like the Taco Bell, or more known in the US, Five Guys.
For us, it was a street with the American feel.
Another location that we highly recommend is
the park, which is called Surya Gardens.
After the Torres River that used to run through the city. The park stretches all the way from Bioparc
to Ciudad de las Artes y las Ciencias. It can be perceived as the Valencia heart.
And we highly recommend, if you're coming back from Bioparc, well, why not take a walk through the park all the way back to the city center.
The next place we just must to see is Pontes de las Flores.
It's a bridge going over the park. And that bridge is full of flowers.
You can take their incredible pictures, and we would say that it's a very Instagrammable location. And last but not least, the gate, which is called Porta de la Mar,
which is located inside of a roundabout.
It is very exposed, and for that reason you can take a look from different angles and take beautiful photos of it.
And by the gate you will find
Jardins de la Glorieta,
which is a very beautiful park, maybe not too big, but the trees there are mesmerizing. They're very beautiful and very big.
It's very charming, that's just to chill and rest. To sum up, Valencia is an incredible city. It's like a hidden gem of Spain. Usually people tend to visit the Barcelona and the Madrid at the first two places, and Valencia is usually on the third place. However, it's very worth to see, and it's a very incredible place.
And because of that, it's actually not too crowded even in the peak seasons.
Even wandering around the city and getting lost in it, you can admire the beautifulness of the whole town.
Before we end this video, a couple things that I really quickly want to mention. If you like the music in this video or in any other of our work, check out the link below for Epidemic Sound. If you choose to sign up through that link, there's gonna be a kickback for me. If you want to support this channel, check out our link down below for Patreon. Basically, you can help us grow this channel and get something back in return.
Like handmade postcards.
From the places that we visit. And last but not least, if you want to join the travel community, Travel the World is a place for you.
And it's a Facebook group for people who love travel and share their experience.
So, that's gonna be it for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like,
comment,
and subscribe. We hope you guys enjoyed this video once again, and we'll see you next time.